quick. So I want to thank Ronnie real quick for allowing us to come into the barbershop to have a dialogue. So y'all probably heard of us, Israel United in Christ. We teach that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the Bible. So today we're going to bring solutions, identity, any questions that anybody may have. It's going to be an open forum, but we're going to cover Black, Hispanic, and Native American history in the Bible, who we are and what we must do to get out of the condition that we live in as a nation, as a people. So I'm Officer Caleb, or this is Officer Obadiah. He's going to lead the dialogue, the discussion. Again, any questions that anybody may have, just chime in, ask your questions. We can answer it according to the scriptures, all right?
All praise, all praise. I'm also Obadiah. I'm the camp leader over Israel United in Christ here in Rochester, New York. We have a school slash church that we teach our people who they are according to the Bible. The key thing about what we're about to bring out is that this is not taught in our churches. That's the one thing that I want to make sure I make clear. This is not taught in our churches today. And so basically the way in which we know that we are the Israelites is because we're the only people that fit these curses that are brought out by Moses when he was prophesying to the Israelites after they came out of Egypt. Y'all know the whole history of Moses and the Israelites. God splitting the Red Sea, they come out of Egypt, they go into the wilderness. Well, in the wilderness, he begins to prophesy to the Israelites. God gave us commandments and laws to follow. And the reason why we are in the condition that we are in today is because we continue to break the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. So, I'm going to show you in the Bible. This is how we know that we're the Israelites right here. So let's get first of all, get Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Go to Deuteronomy 1 and 1. This is real close.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So unto who?
All Israel.
So all Israel. Make very clear, that's very important. He's speaking to the Israelites, not speaking to all nations. One thing I want to make sure I mention too is this Bible is about nations of people, not religions. That's why you can't find Baptists in the Bible. That's why you cannot find Catholic in the Bible. You can't find Methodist in the Bible. You can't find Lutheran in the Bible. All these religions were created by our oppressors when we went into slavery. All right? And they were created to divide us. They were created to keep us from ever knowing that we are the Israelites. And the reason why it's important that we got to know that we're the Israelites, because God called us the chosen, his chosen people. All right? When he says we're the chosen, means we are the chosen nation that are supposed to be above all nations that are upon the face of the earth. But we have broken the laws of God, continue to do so we continue to be under these curses that we're experiencing. So now, in this time, this is after they come out the wilderness. This is when Moses was prophesying to the Israelites. So start over again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness, and the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban and Hazeroth and Dizab.
Yep. Okay, so now this is to give you the setting of where they are. This is after they come out of the wilderness. After they come out of Egypt. So now go to Deuteronomy 27 and 1. Just to reiterate what he's saying before we go into the curse. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. Verse 2. And it shall be on the day when you shall pass over Jordan unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, that thou shalt set thee up great stones and plaster them with plaster.
Okay, that's it. The main verse was verse 1. He's speaking to the Israelites. Once again, I want to make sure that's very clear. Now go to Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So now he's saying if we hearken, meaning if we listen diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, go on.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So, now, what we got to ask ourselves is, he said, if you do the commandments, will be set above all nations. Now we know our people are not above anything. We are the base nation of people. Now I want to make sure it's clear. Nation, not that one thing. The reason why we don't think of ourselves as a nation is because we were destroyed during the time of slavery. So now we're gonna get more into that now. So we have blessings that we would have experienced or would still be experiencing if we kept his laws. But now go to verse. Keep on. Let's read a couple of the blessings. Come on.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Yeah.
Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle.
So, stop. So, he said, blessed shall you be in the city, blessed shall y'all be in the field, right? Now we know that both of those are not the case. We're not blessed in the city. They put us in corners. They put us in ghettos. We're not blessed, and we're not blessed in the field because during the time of slavery we were under the curses, picking cotton, picking all man tobacco, sugarcane, all that stuff. So now let's go to the curses though. This is how we know that we're the Israelites. Come on, Deuteronomy 28:15. He's gonna set it up now and say he goes through the blessings, but the majority of this chapter is talking about the curses that we would experience. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
if we don't listen,
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Okay, now let's start going. Now remember, it said, blessed will you be in the city, blessed in the field. So now let's read verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So let's examine how we curse in the city. We're cursed in the city when we live in these cities. What is the main thing you see in the cities? Liquor store on every corner. Got what do? They put the drugs in the cities where our people are. Okay, we get shot down in the cities. We get regentrified in these cities where they put us in ghettos. So those are all examples of the curses. Cursed shall you be in a field is talking about during the time of slavery. We were in, even to this day, there's very few Israelite farmers. When I say Israelite, I'm talking about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American farmers. Very few. Very few. And when we do become farmers, we don't get the same subsidies as the other nations get. We don't. We don't get the same benefits at all because they don't want us to farm anything. But the main thing is that cursed shall you be in the field, cursed shall you be in the city. Now let's go to verse 32. We're gonna go to the three main curses that quickly identify us as Israelites. Come on.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Stop. I'm gonna ask somebody real quick, random. What does that sound like to you when it says thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people?
Sound like you're giving away children type thing. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I know that's not what it means.
Yeah. So let me ask you. Like, what time in history?
Slavery. Yeah. We'll be in disobedience.
That's what this is talking about. So it says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. I want to make sure it's very clear, right? Because, you know, the whole history of slavery has been watered down in the school system. Totally. Now they're saying we were indentured servants now, okay? No, we were brought in chains, and in the time when they came to get us, we were rulers. We had families set up, everything. And the one thing that gets lost in the shuffle about when we were taken to slavery is there was extreme bloodshed. We didn't just go and put our hands out like, okay, no, they put our forefathers to death, and then they took the women and children and put them on these ships. They took younger men, put them on the ships. They took ones that they beat down, the elder men, they put them on the ships. But they make no mistake, there was a lot of bloodshed before we actually ended on these ships. Come on.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Now I know a lot of y'all seen the movie The Roots, where the one sister, her child was taken, and she's like going crazy, like And that's what this is talking about. You will look with longing for them all the day long, and what?
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
There's nothing you're gonna be able to do about it. They take your kids out. Now, this is the key. This happened during the time of slavery, but let's fast forward to today. This curse is relevant today because when what do they call it? CPS, Child Protective Services.
Right.
Who houses they? They don't go in Chinese houses to take the children out of the house. They don't go into white people houses to take the children out of the house. They go into, so they call into black people homes, Hispanic people homes, and Native American people homes and take their children from them. And it actually is happening right now at the border right now. When these men, our people, those are our people, the so-called Mexicans, so-called Haitians. They're trying to cross the border. What do? They take the kids. First of all, they separate the kids from the parents, and then they put the kids in detention centers without the parents, and arrest the parents. And then now get this: when they finally release the parents, they don't get their children back. This is actually happening right now. Where are the children being put? In other nations' homes. Okay? And then also they're being molested, they're being raped, everything else. They had children in cages. These are curses that are relevant still to this day. So thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, will look with failing with eyes, longing for them all the day long, and there'll be no might in our hands to do anything about it. There's no might then during the time of slavery. There's no might now, even when our children are taken from out of our homes now. Come on, they get put in foster homes. They're gone. Come on.
Verse 48. Therefore,
listen to this very close.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
That's the key. It said the Lord shall send these enemies against us. Let's keep with the thought. The reason why the Lord is going to do this is because we broke his law, statutes, commandments. We refuse to keep his law, statutes, commandments. Come on.
In hunger.
So we started over again.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. In hunger.
In hunger, meaning when you need food, you got to go to your enemies.
And in thirst.
And when you need water or drink, you got to go to your enemies.
And in nakedness.
And when you need clothing, you got to go to your enemies, because we don't own any textile companies. So that's why when you look on the back of the tag, it says made in China, made in Indonesia. It's made by any other nation other than Israel. So we are not making these clothes. We got to go to our enemies for our clothing. Go on.
And in want of all things.
When it says in want of all things, when you got to get a birth certificate, you got to go to your enemy. When you got to put somebody in the ground, get a death certificate, you got to go to your enemies. When you want to get a marriage certificate, you got to go to your enemies. Okay? When you got to get medical care, you got to go to your enemies. When you go to your religious houses, these different religions, you are going to your enemies. Okay? Because these are man-made. The only thing that we had to do is keep the law, statutes, commandments. The commandments were given to the Israelites to follow. But we have turned away from that and went after the things of men, meaning man-made religions. Every single religion, every single one has been founded by our oppressors. Every single one. You look at the inception of Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith started a Baptist, right?
It was the I think it was Seventh-day Adventist.
Seventh-day Adventist. Joseph Smith, white man.
Mormon.
Mormon. Okay, he started Mormon. The Mormons, they say that black skin is a curse. But we got our brothers and sisters running to be Mormons. You got Catholicism. All these different religions, all of these which were created by our oppressors. So, in want of all things means even when you go to get your religion, you're going to your enemies. Because they're the ones that set it up from the very beginning. So that we would stay in darkness as to who we are according to the Bible. Keep on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
The flyers that we gave you, you'll see the yokes of iron means when we were put in chains. Come on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
How did we get destroyed? Because once they took those yokes of iron up on that, during the Emancipation Proclamation, when they said we were free, there were some of us that didn't even want to leave the slave. I mean the master. We wanted to stay where we was, because when they supposedly freed our people, they gave us nothing to do any, the 40 acres in the mule never even happened. know what I'm saying? Reparations, forget about that. That ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So, keep going. So now, read that last part again.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
The other way we've been destroyed is that we don't even realize who we are. Now, let's give another curse. Go to verse 37. This is what I mean by us. This is a curse. The fact that if I ask one of y'all what your nationality is, I'm gonna ask, what's your nationality?
Oh,
Black. see, black. Now, is there a nation called black? No. But we don't think about that though. But that's good. He said black. What would you say?
Hebrew.
Hebrew. Okay. Yep. Because you are a Hebrew. What would this brother say? What's your nationality? What?
I can't really talk right now.
Oh yeah, your mouth hurt? Yeah. My man. What is your nationality, my brother?
Said they stole it from us, so I really don't know.
All praise. So, but my whole point though is that usually you're gonna hear African American, you're gonna hear black, you're gonna hear African American, you're gonna hear Afro American sometimes. You're gonna hear sister. What's your nationality?
I'm actually Antigua.
Antigua. So hey, that's all. You're from Antigua, right?
My dad is.
Okay, all right. So you would be of the tribe of Benjamin, more or less.
West Indies.
West
Benjamin.
Indies. Yeah. So again, all these now check it out. This is one of the curses. The fact that when we say we're African American, or you say because remember we got all different names for us, but all the nations were named by our oppressor. But go on, read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
So, astonishment means when you come, I know y'all seen it, walking down the street, you see another nation of people, like mainly white people walking on the same side of the street, they'll cross the street, they'll go on the other side of the street. You go into a store, they following you around in the store. You can't even walk in, you can't even walk in, you can't even go to your own house without being apprehended. It's your house, but you getting arrested for going in your house. And now we getting killed in our own houses now. Okay? Sister's in her house. The police is outside because he got a call because her door was ajar. What police officer says, freeze, hold your hands up outside of a house through a window, and then boom, shoots a shot. One shot, boom, she dead. Killed in front of her nephew. These are the curses that are going on with our people. So, but read that again, start over again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword.
Proverb and a byword. A byword is Negro, African American, Haitian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, all of those, Antiguan, all of those are bywords. Those are names that our oppressor gave us. Okay, keep going.
Among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
See? So amongst all nations that we are scattered, we'll become a proverb and a byword. Proverb is if you want to hide something in a book, you want to hide something from a brother, they say nigga, put it in a book. Why? Because we don't read, we don't understand history, we don't know that our history is this Bible is our history book. Okay, so is that it? Yes, sir. Now go to verse 68. So now I'm going to show you that the transatlantic slave trade is prophesied in the Bible. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So now let's get the context here. It says, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now in the Greek translation of Egypt means bondage or slavery. All right, so that's really what it's talking about. But we're gonna even show you. Read the precept on Egypt.
Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
So again, there it is. The house of bondage is another way of saying slavery. So come on.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
It says we will be brought back into slavery or into the house of bondage again with ships. So the transatlantic slave trade is actually prophesied in the Bible. Come on.
With ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
By the way in which he's prophesying. Come on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
When it says thou will not see it no more again, it means you will not see your homeland again, which is Jerusalem. Come on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen.
Now it says, and there, meaning when you get to where they're taking you on these slave ships, it says there you will be sold where? What?
Unto your enemies.
Unto your enemies.
For bondmen.
For slave men.
And bond women.
And slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
And when it says no man shall buy you, it means no nation of people will get you out of that situation. They won't come to your aid. Okay, because make no mistake, all nations have benefited from the slavery that we've been put in. You know, this country was built by the hands of slaves. Okay.
Now they will see the treatment of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have repented. We have repented. How are you? How are you? People want to know who's the king.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.